Welcome back to Pen of Destiny. We're, of course, about to wrap up the Prodigy's No Tourists. Basically just going to run through the songs and what samples there were and remixes there were. If you want to see the individual positives, then the videos are all up on the channel as well, assuming none of them have been copyrighted, which I've already had issues with. Anyway, first track we had was Need Someone, all one word, with one being a number. That, of course, had a music video, and it sampled the song Crash Goes Love by Lolietta Holloway, which was really good. Actually, just looking at the notes here, it says 3 pluses just for synths, just for different synths in different parts of the song. So, yes. Then we have the Jim Pavlov remix, which is kind of an industrial version. The Friction remix, which is kind of a rave type version. And then Who remix, that's WH0, which is one of the things that it's like an example of a bad remix for me, where you just mute everything and it just ruined it. Yeah, so didn't like that one. And then we move on to Light Up the Sky, which has a lyric video, very good lyric video. The Special Request mix, which is kind of a reggae version. The Peng Shui remix, which was okay. And then, of course, sampled the song Mamma de Lady, which is some obscure Italian disco track, I think. And there was We Live Forever, which has the Critical Break. Oh, no, that's not a remix, sorry. The Teddy Killers remix, which is a very dubstep-orientated remix. And that also has a live video up. And it samples Critical Beatdown by something MCs? Ultramagnetic MCs, which is also a killer track. A lot of killer tracks were sampled in this one. Mamrad Ladi was a little less interesting, but it does have some pretty cool synth parts, so definitely worth a listen. And then we get on to the title track, No Tourists, which has nothing interesting about it. It just exists as a song. Same with Fight Fire with Fire. Although that one features Horror, spelt H09909, strangely, which are a hardcore punk meets hip-hop group. And the song's actually pretty exemplative of their style, so I guess that's why they're on it. Or they had something to do with the song as well. And then we move on to Time Bomb Zone, which I think was the last single. I keep doing that. Yeah, it was the last single. And it has a video, Fight Club video, with Random Big Gulp in it. And it samples the song Time Bomb, dub version, which is excellent. And it has a Conrank remix, which is a drum and bass and dubstep style deal. And then we have Champions of London, which did not sample or get remixed. And then we have Boom Boom Tap, which samples a random comedy video by Andy Milanakis called 2 Weeks Sober. It's pretty weird. And then we have the song Resonate, which samples a dub. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm not sure about that. A dub song called Sound Killer by Brother Culture. Then the final track, which you might have just heard about an hour ago, Give Me a Signal, which does not sample anything, but features Barnes Courtney on vocals. Apparently he's a popular folk pop artist. Don't ask me, I'm not up with modern music. That's why my album of 2020 is an Ailstorm album, okay? But let's see what my total was. Did I forget to take it? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. So total was a 6.4. And remember, that's not out of 10 or anything. That's just average positives per song, with positives coming from remixes, music videos, and the original song, but not samples. Those do not get a positive, though some of them got positives as vocals, but they got positives in the song, not as themselves. But we can compare that to Curse of the Crystal Coconut, which got a 7.4, so that's slightly better. Hopefully, once we have all of these next to each other, we'll be able to see what the quality is. But it kind of ranks albums by how much extra stuff there is, like how many remixes there are, bonus tracks, which is why Sabaton went right out in front, but I calculated that slightly differently. So they have a score of 39, which I think is a total, but there's some weird stuff happens, so that's not really comparable to the rest of the albums. That was, I guess, the Prototype series, but yeah, quite like No Tourists. It's definitely a full quality Prodigy album. I think I'd be willing to say it's one of their best. I don't think they really have a best album now that I think about it. It's just sort of they have lots of quality, but I don't like the first album, definitely. But everything after that, I think, is pretty good. Yeah, first and second albums were a bit rough, but the rest of their work is excellent, especially because The Fat of the Land is a little bit different. It's a little bit more 90s old-fashioned. But then all the albums that came out after the new millennium were all very good. No Tourists is no exception. I am not sure what we're doing next week. I know at some point I'm doing Rick and Morty, but I'm kind of working on the timing for that. I'm not sure how I want to time it, because we're going to do a full overview of Rick and Morty, because it's going to be my show of the decade, I believe. I'm a little hesitant on that, but I didn't really have any better options, so that will be likely what we're doing. I don't think I wrote it down. Oh well. Well, there'll definitely be some SnowRunner and some GTA 5 out eventually. And I have some episodes of An Odyssey of Horsepower that are filmed but not edited yet. But yeah, should be some exciting stuff coming out. If nothing else, there'll be some old 70s TV show being reviewed. Possibly Colditz, according to my list of best TV shows going all the way up to 1993. But, wow, 1972 sucked. Okay, see you next week.